Welcome to the United Real Therapy, people. How are we doing? How are we doing? Saturday night, Therapy Army, where are you? Where are you, Therapy Army? Where are we? I'm just waiting for a couple of people to jump on, and we're going to get going. Lots to discuss tonight, people. Lots to discuss, man. Heck, time to go. It's time to go. Hector Cooper's gone early. He's going early. MC Loving is like Ollie in. Sir Alex Ferguson, 5 mugs in that thumbnail. Ollie out, simple as that. Noah's gone. Noah's gone. I got Rachel here. Rachel's the first one. Welcome.
Hello.
Therapy Army, where are you? Please, let's welcome Rachel. How you doing, Rachel?
I prefer not to speak on my mood.
For now, we've got to laugh. There's 2 options. You get depressed, you cry. Actually, crying lets it out, but we have to laugh. We have to laugh. We have to.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Comedy, comical.
Yeah, I just.
How was your day first, though, before the game? Talk to me.
Before the game was all right. Just chilling. Got time off because I submitted my assignment for uni, so I'm chilling, free for a couple of weeks, and then United just ruined my day. It's just it is what it is. But yeah, what are you doing? What have you been up to? Let's talk about United.
I've had a good week actually. I went to 3 gigs because I love live music, so I went to 3 gigs because I know what was coming. I knew what was coming. I got the therapy in before. It's back to life. Back to reality, back to life. Everything we expected, Rachel, everything.
Yeah.
Maguire's not fit. Why are you taking a chance? What did you think of the Maguire decision to play start Maguire? What did you think of that first?
My thing was, if he's fit to play, then you can play him. But if he's not fit, then don't play him. Like, it's simple. And he wasn't fit, and he played him. So, it's just classic Ollie at this point. He loves to play unfit players. I don't know why. I don't know what his obsession is. Maybe he's got a fetish for unfit players. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it's baffling, really. I don't even think Luke Shaw's fit. Remember, he had his knee issue. He had it in a brace not long ago. I know he played for England, but apparently he was really poor. I didn't watch the game. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand it. Why are we rewarding players who aren't playing well with game time like this? Meanwhile, there are players who deserve some game time, deserve a chance, and they're not playing. I don't understand it.
Yeah, well, for me, it comes down to simple. He uses words like trust. They give me everything. He uses words like that. Hopefully, Rachel will be back, guys. She's back. So basically, don't worry about it, Rachel. Internet, Neil Ashton's moved in. Apparently, he's in London at the moment, helping out Man United PR, trying to get Man United out of this PR. But it's basically, he uses words like they give players who give me everything. And so how is that good man management when you are throwing fit players under the bus so you can play your injured players? That's one. But Rachel, obviously, you look at football tactically to see what's going on. Can you just answer one question for me, please? Have you ever seen a poorer team defend as a unit than this team that you've seen today, or the team that you've been watching majority of the season? Because when I look at it, is that Bruno runs like a headless chicken up front and does the one-man press, so he gets bypassed. If he's running at people, he gets bypassed straight away. Then Pogba tries to go and help him, and nobody else is helping, right? So then he gets passes. So then we've got 2 or 3 against Matic, and they're onto that back 4. So if I'm wrong in what I'm going to analyze, when a team presses high, isn't it the whole unit goes up and squeezes the play? Isn't that the plan?
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? It's really funny because I've been doing some research. Danny's given me his Y Scout password. I've been looking at a few images, and what I'm finding really concerning is that even if we do press, say the front 4 press, there's still a massive gap between the front 4 and the midfield anyway, which means that the press isn't going to work because all it means is that the opposition player can just drop in between the lines and pick up the ball in space. I don't know what that's about. I don't understand why that hasn't been addressed. But a lot of things haven't been addressed in the team, Nuruddin. The way our front three is playing in general, It doesn't work. Doesn't look right. You know, it just looks like every single forward player is isolated and they have to do everything on their own. I don't understand. There's no link up play. Like there was a couple of decent combinations between Greenwood and Bruno in the first half, and then it just stopped. Do you know when they played the 1-2 and they got in? There's a couple of combinations like that, but you know, it's not consistent throughout the game. You know, it's not something we see regularly. It's every now and then, and that can't keep going on. It's a joke.
It's, for me, it comes down to simplicity. Our pressing's amateurish, and what you saw today is what I've been seeing for the past how many league games at Old Trafford. It's basically we give the ball to one of our wide guys and we go and do it yourself. In possession, our possession was so individualized. That's why the 3 or the 4 press, and then the gap between our defense and our midfield and our front 4, it's like you could put a couple of Titanics in there. That's what it comes down to. That is what it comes down to. And I see it, and I'm like, how? Because at this point, I'm trying just to see, show me something. What's working? What's working? Today, when we had the ball, when we were in possession, the ball moved quickly, actually, to the last third. But they had plenty of players back, and their midfielders were working hard. Brendan Rodgers has had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I saw one team that's prepared, and I saw one team that's not prepared. For the first time, I've seen him in the formation play 3 at the back. Why was that, Rachel? The reason why I believe it was because he understood if he played 2 up front to occupy the 2 centre halves, they would then with the wing backs tucking in a bit, they would be able to dictate and play through us on the counter very quickly. With 2 wing backs up high up the pitch, out in possession, out of possession, they squeeze in to outnumber us in the field. And that's what I saw. There is 0 team cohesion. There is 0 moving team through the zones. Because when you coach, in terms of defensively, you coach in zones, right? So when the ball enters here, I never see us setting a trap for any team. Certain teams will give you the ball on a certain side, setting a trap for you. We don't ever do that.
You know what? There was one moment today, Nuruddin, where it happened, and actually Pogba pressed quite high, and it was on it was in the first half, and it was forcing Leicester to play on their left side, so our right side, and we pressed them quite well, but we don't do that enough. Like we boxed them in, and they actually gave the ball away. We don't do that enough. We did it once in the first half, once. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. Like we don't do things consistently throughout games. We do it once and then we stop. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. None of it does. It confuses me. It genuinely confuses me. And I'm sorry, like, regardless of the coaching for a second, you know, when we scored that goal, we equalized when Rashford scored, how dare they concede a goal within a minute? How dare they? I don't understand that. Like, as soon as you score a goal, who's organizing the team? Who's saying get back into the shape, you know, get back, you know, organizing the team? How do we concede within a minute of scoring? Do you know what I mean? It's shocking. All of it shocking.
It was 30 seconds, Rachel.
But whatever it was, is even right. Like, do you know what I mean though? Like, get back into your shape. You've just scored a goal against the run of play. You're 2-2 now. Like, what are you doing? Why are we so disjointed when do you know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
In 3 passes and the ball was at the back of the net. 3 passes.
It's a joke.
Johnny Evans gets the ball back. No, actually 4. Because the guy kicks it off, puts it back to Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans hoofs it. Wan-Bissaka, if you're going to go for that kind of tackle, take the man, the ball, and everybody with him. You take that with you. You do that. Yeah. That's what you do. You do that.
But our players don't do that, Nuruddin. Our players don't do that. We've seen it. We literally saw it with Fred against Everton. He had 2 chances to take out a player, didn't do it. And then we've seen it today with Wan-Bissaka. We've seen it with our players. Matic did it within the first few minutes of the game. He took out a player and luckily didn't get booked for it, I think, because it was so early. Like, why are players not making decisions? I don't understand it. Like, the right decisions. And the manager, can we just talk about his substitutions today, please? Because I think they were absolutely shocking. Absolutely. I'm sorry, right? But of the front 3, Santo was playing much better than Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't do anything in this game. Did absolutely nothing. He was an invisible man, right? take off Ronaldo, put Greenwood in the middle, put Sancho on the right, put Rashford on the left. That's all he had to do. It's not difficult. And then he brings on McTominay from Matic, who was better of the two, by the way, out of Matic and Pogba. Matic was a better player. He was making the forward passes. He was positioning quite well. He takes off Matic, doesn't take off Paul Pogba. Brings on McTominay. And we've seen McTominay's not good in that position anyway. He's just not good enough anyway. Why are you bringing on McTominay for? And then he brings on Lingard. I don't understand it. Someone explain to me why he would do this. Explain it. It doesn't even make sense.
It's not even funny anymore.
Bobby, welcome to the stream, brother. First of all, how are you? How's the family?
We're good, bro. Feeling? Winter's coming, man. Winter's coming.
Winter's already here.
It gets a lot colder
coming now.
Bro, let me say that again. Here. Winter has already begun. Winter has already been here for the past 3 to 4 weeks. Even though it was sunshine, different paths. If you're a Man United fan, winter's been here for the past month and a half. Fact. So talk to me. Answer Rachel's question, please, brother. What was the thinking behind the substitution?
Do you know what? I think it was just literally, I just got to do something. Let me look like I'm busy. Let me look like we're trying to organize something. Because do you know what? Yeah, it was the obvious substitution. He didn't have to bring that many people on. Okay, what you had to do, we had nothing through the middle. Just take him off. Take him off. Just say, Ronaldo, listen, mate. It is what it is. Put Rashford on. Get some fluidity. You took, I believe you brought Pogba off. No, it was Matic off. I beg your pardon. Yeah. For McTominay. What for? That doesn't even make sense. Like, what is the logic in that? Doesn't even make any sense. Listen, I think we've arrived to the destination where he's out of his depth. The top reds are the only inners. Listen, you can all suck your mom. I don't care. Like, argue with your mom, argue with your nan, I don't care. Because I was getting hella abuse on Twitter in my DMs and that, saying you don't know what you're talking about. You live in Scotland, blah, blah. Listen, okay, a spade's a spade.
What's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything?
Listen, you know how they talk.
No, these people don't make sense. Honestly, they don't make sense, these people. There's no brain cells in there.
Yeah, a spade is a spade and a circle is a circle. And at the end of the day, yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is out of his depth right now. Today showed, and do you know what happens, yeah? Do you know what I loved about today? I called it. I wish I bet it. I said we were going to get beat by a few goals. Do you know why? This is Brendan Rodgers, okay? They didn't have Ndidi, by the way. This is Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers has the ability, okay, at home to analyze a team and beat them, break them down. Man United went 1-0. We went 1-0 up, but did we look like we were in control? Did Leicester panic? Did anyone notice that at all from Leicester? No. Leicester did not panic at all, okay? Because they knew the inevitable was going to happen. And once they went up, okay, Harry Maguire, I don't know if you guys have touched him. He's an idiot. We can touch on that later. I don't know if you already have touched on it. When Leicester went up, cruise control. They wanted more goals. The players were like, let's get after them. They're there for the taking.
Bobby, without De Gea, how many goals in today?
I'm saying 6. 5-6. 5-6. And that, do you know what? That's not even exaggerating. Not exaggerating.
Bobby, read this out, please, because I'm just in dumbfounded.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Do you know what? Yeah, today of all days, I don't know why.
I haven't seen this. This isn't.
I saw him say. No, I heard him say it.
Rachel, I'm going to read it out to you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United manager. I picked the team. Harry Maguire showed no reaction, and I hold my hand up if that does not work out. If we concede 4, I properly made a bad decision.
Do you know what the funny thing is, yeah? Is he analysing himself?
And drum roll, please. Man United manager.
Sorry. I can't.
That's comedy goal. That goes in tandem by the way we play.
No, but guys, do you know the funny thing is, though? Do you know the sad thing about it is just that, like, he is analysing his own performance. But
Can I just big up Khalid Ramadan Lassie, chief reporter of Man United Real Therapy. Big up, always there with the quotes already. Love, brother.
Yeah,
Go on,
pick up.
Yeah, I just think that like he's analysing his thing and he's asking himself a question, then he's answering his own question, right? Now, this is the scary part. If Harry Maguire,
Wait, there's more?
if one of your centre back hasn't trained all week, right? Now let's just analyse this.
No,
You're
no,
going
no,
to Leicester.
no, Bobby. He's not trained for 2.5 weeks.
He's not trained for 2.5 weeks, okay?
At least. Or maybe
Okay.
almost 3 weeks.
Okay. And then to get against
Yesterday, Friday, first training session. First time he's had a contact and been on the grass.
And then you think it's vital we take him away to Vardy and Kalichi, two up front, who basically you could even say it's old school Heskey and Owen. Do you know what I mean? Ruffle him up, get him behind, pace, power, technical ability, skill. Okay, this man's not trained. Now, what does that tell you if you are Eric Bailly? What does that say to you? He'd rather a Harry Maguire that's not trained at all over than you. So that's already, you've lost one player. And then you know how the eggs get. When one cracks, it'll go to another cracked egg. Okay? Now, guys, I just think to myself, we always say, what is he doing? But like, we need to ask ourselves, what is he genuinely actually doing in the training pitch? Are you trying to tell me that an elite sports person who has not trained for 2.5 weeks, you expect them to go and perform at their highest ability? It's not possible.
On a difficult away game, Bobby. Somebody says here, Al-Haka says, Man United were awful, but give credit to Leicester City. They scored amazing goal. I thought they were brilliant today.
No,
I thought they
are you
raced
shocked
the
though? But no, we can't. We
gotta give credit. No, but we have to give credit because we can't.
We give credit. We give
we
credit,
were bad,
right?
but they were good.
We give credit, right? But listen, this is my thing though. Are we surprised that Leicester are playing well at home? Are we surprised that Leicester score goals at home? No. You want to be considered a top team or considered a title challenger, excuse me, you have to go to Leicester, you have to win comfortably. And knowing the fact that what Leicester do and how they play and stuff, you've got to go there with a plan. You can't just go to the players, go and express yourself to your full ability. What does that mean? What does that mean? This ain't karaoke. Choose your favorite song. If you know the words, sing along. What?
It is. That's what it is. Rachel, I've got another one for you here. Solskjaer. Lately, we've not been in great form. Lost too many points. That is something we have to look at. We might have to change. Do we need more legs in there? Question mark. What do we need?
Wait, so he asked the report. Do you know what? Right, this is so dumb because we had these problems from before the international break. So you'd think, okay, international break is here. Let's analyze the issues in the squad and make changes accordingly. No. Let's wait until after the international break, the first game back, and do it. It makes no sense. Listen, I don't usually take what people say in press conferences seriously, but this is a joke. How do you say that? Yeah, how do you? It doesn't make any sense. Just like
no, you're coming at the right time. Let me read this out for you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United manager. Lately, we've not been in great form. Lost too many points. This is something we have to look at. We might have to change. Do we need more legs in there? Question mark. What do we need? Question mark. Mundo, welcome. And please, can you take it from there? How are you, other kids? And how was that watching that game?
Well, first and foremost, I'm good. The kids are good. Hope everyone on the panel is good.
We're still here. Do you know what I mean? The show must go on.
No, we're surviving out here, barely.
Comedy, mate. Comedy. Absolute comedy.
The thing is, we were here before Solskjaer and we will be here after Solskjaer. Yeah, that's the important thing to remember, because that statement in itself sums everything up to me. How can you be 3 years into management with a club and not know what the problem is, especially if you are supposed to be a high-level coach, and we as armchair fans are able to identify the issues and you've got this, your coaching staff and yourself, and yet you can't identify what the issues are. And all you seem to talk about is legs. It's like football is more than just running, isn't it? That's why he puts McTominay and Fred in there, because he thinks just get some lads in.
What about the intensity?
Yeah, but do you know the irony of it, right? The oldest guy whose legs are probably the most likely to be gone, right, is Matic. Maybe Ronaldo. Matic was one of the best players on the pitch for us.
Yeah, but he plays.
Yeah, he was, definitely.
But you know,
It's not about legs, it's about quality. It's all a joke. It's all a joke. It doesn't make any sense. I can't make sense of any of it.
But you know the funny thing is, though, right? Isn't this funny? Look at the midfield: Maddison, Tielemans, right, and the young black gentleman. I can't remember his name.
Samari,
beg your pardon. Yeah, Samari, right? Top quality player in Europe, right? And he says, "Do you know what, Matic, lad? Do you know what? You can handle that. You've not got any legs. Go on then, single pivot, on you go, lad. Express yourself." Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Bobby, forget that. Then when out of possession, the wing backs tuck in to outnumber us even more. I want to talk about where these legs, this energy, they're giving me everything they've got, language comes from. Football is about positional sense. It's about cohesion. It's about moving as a unit. It's about defending as a unit. It's about not having Bruno run around like a headless chicken, get bypassed because he goes, runs around, then Pogba feels like I gotta go back him up. Then he gets bypassed, Matic gets left, 3 passes, and they will run to our defense. And the worst thing about this, when you talk about pressing, guys, when the trigger goes, everybody goes. Yep. Because you go all the way to halfway line, you squeeze the play, and any loose ball, your CDM's there or one of the centre-halves there to clean up. You cannot be counter-attacked like that. That is what happens. That is the level of amateur and coaching we have at this club. And I'm going to give them a big benefit of the doubt. If they're coaching the players like that, and the players are not doing it, make wholesale changes. Take 11 of them out and put in players who are going to listen and execute the game plan that you had. Rodgers had 2 weeks to plan for that game. He changed the shape. He put 2 up front. He knew what was going to happen. Soon as he heard yesterday that Maguire had his first training, he knew Ollie was going to play him. He knew that because he rushed McTominay back from a groin surgery to come and play him at Southampton. It's simple, people.
And the thing is, right, can I just say something here? That game is made for Bayern because they've got pace up front. So why don't you put your fastest centre half?
This is what I'm listen. Common sense isn't common. He needs to put him in. You can't buy him for 85 million, give him the band. You've got to listen. You need to die on that badge, mate. You need to die with Harry Maguire. But common sense is this. Do you know what, Harry, lad? You've not trained for 2.5 weeks. We're away to Leicester. They're busy with pace and they're very, very technical. Do you know what, Eric Bailly, mate? Come in. We saw what Eric Bailly done to Vardy when he first came into Man United. Do you know what I mean? It's what? Sorry. So your striker is fast. Okay, let me play my fast centre back. 2 + 2 = 4, guys. Do you know what I'm trying to say here?
You know what's crazy?
He's got his favourites, and he will continue to play them. Luke Shaw, obviously, is not fit. Alex Telles, put him on the left. Put him left back. Play him. Let Shaw recover. It's the same thing with Rashford. Run him into the ground. He will die on the decisions he makes because it seems that he's making the same mistakes and they're getting worse week on week. So, yeah. Sorry,
it's crazy though. No, what I was gonna say is, so after we so I would say the first 15 minutes or so, right? Leicester came out and they were dominant. They were pressing us high and we were struggling, right? When the game started to settle a bit and then Greenwood scored, we were quite comfortable, right? And I said in a group chat, and I was like, if we make a silly mistake and concede a goal here, we're going to capitulate. Because that's usually what happens to us every single time. And that's what happened. We made a mistake and all of our players just started sulking. Do you know what I mean? They weren't doing basic things. This is what I don't understand. Like that mentality is wrong. And it's been like this for a while. But it's been like this for a while, Nuruddin. It's not just today. It's not just this season. It's been like this for ages.
Rachel, of course it is. You know, when you concede, there's a certain mindset, right? The game plan is already drilled to say, when we concede, guys, we keep it tight. We go back to basics. We help each other. I tweeted out, why is Bruno pressing like a headless chicken? Why don't he drop into midfield to help? Just to keep, after we conceded, just to steady the flow. Nobody, no coaching staff, not one of them gets out there and says, Bruno, don't press, just get behind the ball. Make it difficult for them to play through us. The counterattacks are the easiest. And then when we counterattack, the ball is so slow. We give the ball to Ronaldo or we give the ball to Sancho. Go on then. That's what it's been like. Do it yourself, FC. Do it yourself. And he's coming out, Luke Shaw coming out. I'm not being fit. I'm not trained. I've got a strap on.
Put Tellers in. That's what I mean. If he's not fit, he doesn't play. That's it. And the thing is, I watched today the game, right? And I feel sorry for Sancho. You're right. It is do it yourself. They give the ball to him. They're playing a back three. They've got the wing back defending. Sometimes the centre half is coming out. There's no space for Sancho. What you should have there is your fullback overlapping, creating space for him. Luke Shaw did not overlap once in that game. Do you see who Luke Shaw gets to the ball?
He hasn't been. He hasn't been overlapping much recently. And you know what? Another thing was with Sancho, which is what really bugs me. If you've ever watched Sancho thrives on combination play. Okay, he likes his teammates close to him. He can combine with them and then run into space with the ball. That's usually how Sancho plays. Right?
So there's two issues. Why did we buy him?
It's not even that. It's not even that, but we have the players to combine with him. This is the problem, right? But they're not doing it. So like you said before, Luke Shaw isn't combining with him, but also Ronaldo is not combining with him. When Ronaldo drifts, right, he doesn't drift to good areas where he can combine with our wider players. Doesn't do it.
Stands next to him, Rachel.
Yeah, like the thing is, Ronaldo is a problem in this. If he's not the biggest problem, obviously he's not the biggest problem, but he is a problem. He's not combining with players. He's not linking up the play well, and he's not holding up the ball either. He's literally just an invisible man.
Can't get the ball
and people keep talking about service, right? People keep talking about service, but I'm sorry. The only service you're going to provide to him, if he's not going to link up the play and hold up the ball, is just to freaking long ball it to him and hope he gets on the end of it. You can't do that. He has to start combining with our players. I can't deal with this.
Stoke City.
And Ronaldo has, when he drops in, if you watch what he does when he drops deep, right? He drops deep and passes the ball back. Does nothing. He doesn't do anything with it. He doesn't go into another space that's to be exploited. He doesn't do anything like that. He doesn't
play it.
He doesn't help the team.
Make the sprint, Rachel. He doesn't play it.
He can't even chop. He can't chop anymore. Guys, do you remember when Ronaldo's signature moves, right? It was either stepovers or a chop. My guy can't chop. Did you see what he did in the box when he tried to chop, right? Look, if Ronaldo can't do his staple, then Ronaldo is not Ronaldo, right? He's been like this for the last 2 or 3 seasons. This isn't new. This is why I didn't want him. He doesn't offer enough. He will score the occasional last-minute goal, but he's still not good enough. I'm sorry, I can't. I know people love Ronaldo. I get it. There's a lot of nostalgia there, but he is not what we needed. And us having to play him all the time because he's CR7 is a joke. And you add the fact that Ollie won't drop him or take him off the pitch when he should have been taken off the pitch. I don't understand it. He's literally a problem in this team right now.
I hear him.
Guys, there's 300 of you, over 300 of you watching. Please like, share, subscribe. We're here with you, Therapy Army. I put the call out and looks like Therapy Army has turned up. I've still lost my voice, even though I'm not at the stadium. I wasn't there. I'm sat there with my 2 cats and they're looking at me like a madman because I'm kicking and screaming every ball. I'm kicking every ball. I'm going, come on, United, you've got to do better. I'm screaming because I can see what's coming, right? I'm like, press him hard. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Don't just watch the player. The classic example is that Vardy goal. 2 players talking. McTominay and who else was there, Mundo?
I need a drink, man.
Lingard, I think it was.
McTominay and Lingard, and not one of them laser a finger on the guy. He's there. All you've got to do is block that ball. One of you blocks the ball that's going across the 6 yard. The other one blocks the cutback. Simple, basic things. Because when you're coached and you defend as a team, that's what happens. You work on that. The guy's got the whistle. He blows the whistle and says, right, do that again. You're told. I'm sorry. I was told to me at Sunday League. This was what was told to me at Sunday League. Why are you running? Nuruddin, stop. The ball is going to come in your zone. Hold your position. Don't chase the ball. Wait. Now you press. Now you put a challenge in. Basics. There is basics. We have zero basics. We can go on, guys, all night talking about this. I'm going to go around. I'm going to start with Mundo. Where do we go from here? Because we don't have the football structure to be trust. We don't have a trust in the football structure to be able to get in the right person and the right people around the new guy. So where do we go from here? Because some of our fan base, they're so simplistic in the way they've got answers. Today, the way Man United are now, have been for the last 9 years, it isn't Ollie's fault. We lack a football structure. So if he said to me personally, what do the club need? A proper director of football. A proper one. Not a one where him and the manager are on the same pyramid in the structure. We're the only football club in the history, Mundo, that has invented a direct. Usually, this is the board. This is the director of football. This is the manager. These are the coaching staff. We have this, and then just a little bit on that side, a little bit below, we have the chief negotiator and banker, Matt Judge. That is what we have. So I'm asking you the question, Mundo. Do you trust in this football structure? Or would you like to see the football structure change before we get rid of the manager?
I was thinking about this earlier. I think it has to change because the structure is predicated on Ollie being a manager. That whole structure, all the coaching staff they brought in, the fitness staff, the director of football, all that structure was built to support Ollie. So if you take Ollie out of that, then ordinarily, if you had a similar structure in another club, then somebody within that structure would step up and manage the team, right? So the risk is you take Ollie out because you can't bring Conte or Zidane in and have John Murta and Mike Phelan and Carrick. You have to get rid of all of them, right? You have to get rid of the structure if you're going to bring Zidane in or Conte. You can't have that structure. So the club either has to sack the manager and get rid of the entire structure, or if they sack the manager, which they might be forced to do if it turns toxic, especially with the players, then they're going to have to promote from within. And that, for me, is an even bigger issue because you get rid of Ollie and you give it to Mike Phelan or Carrick, then for me, that is 10 steps back. That's even worse, right? So we have to be careful what we wish for as fans because the club has created an impossible position for themselves by creating this bullshit, made-up fantasy structure, right, which is they're trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, which is not a proper footballing structure, which is just put there to protect Ollie, and it was put there to protect Edward.
The bankers.
Yeah.
The bankers. Right? So Harris just says, our fullbacks always out of position, get run past and always getting attacked from there. Because why? He tells them to go high and wide when we have zero fullback, and they go high and wide, but the two centre halves don't go press up so that to stop the gap, and the midfielders don't go to try to protect that spaces. We are full of spaces. You know what we are? You know when you get those kind of pasta? We are a sieve. I swear to God. The closest comparison to Man United holds gaps everywhere. We are a sieve FC. Rachel, I'm coming to you with the same question.
What's this about the structure? Sorry.
I'll ask the question again. Big up to everybody watching, guys. We're nearly at 400 here. Big up to everybody watching because this is us. We're doing this as a community together. We've diagnosed the problems from today's game. Now we're talking about solutions because this is, by any means, at any other club, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the end. So, Rachel, I asked a question to you, and Bobby as well. Do we trust in this football structure to be able to get in the people that we need for us to move forward with a squad, highly talented squad that we have right now? Or do we need to change the football structure first?
Well, I don't think the football structure is going to change regardless. I don't see how it's going to change. I don't think they care enough to change it in a way that's going to be sustainable for us, to be honest with you. I think the only thing we can do is sack the manager and hope that the next manager that comes in has the brain power to make the right decisions, and maybe address the right areas as well. Because let's be honest, right? Even though we've got some very talented players and we've got some good players in there, it's still not a balanced squad, especially that midfield area, which I've been crying about for a very long time. So I'm hoping that we bring in a manager that knows exactly what he wants to do with this team, knows the players, knows what we need, and puts a right structure in place in terms of the team to improve it, because we're definitely underperforming. There's no doubt about that. So we're not, the structure's not going to change. We're not going to have some massive overhaul in terms of getting a proper director of football in who knows exactly what the club needs. We're not going to get that, unfortunately.
But
we can't
you're
hope that
not going to get that, Rachel. What faith do you have in them picking a manager? So we have no football structure at the moment. But what faith do you have in if they sack Ollie, or do you agree with Mundo that we're going to have to promote from within?
Oh God, no, we don't. No, we can't promote from within. No, we can't do this. We can't do this. I think what they've done in previous seasons is go for the obvious choice, and Zidane and Conte are the obvious choices. So I think they'll interview Conte, and Conte will tell them exactly what he wants. They won't like it because he's very demanding, and they'll go to Zidane. Regardless of whether they think Zidane's the right option, by the way, they'll go for Zidane. I don't mind us getting Zidane at all. But I'm saying from their point of view, they'll hire Zidane because he's the obvious option, not because he's the right one. Does that make sense? So this is the problem. They'll go for the obvious option. They won't, for example, right? I know you wanted Ten Hag, didn't you, Nuruddin? And a few people wanted Enrique for very good reasons. They're all very solid reasons for having those managers. But the footballing structure we have won't look at it like that. You know what I mean? They won't look at Enrique and say, we like his style of football. We know what he would address. He'd want to go for the right profile of midfielders. They're not going to look at it like that. They're going to look at it as, oh, Zidane is available. He's a big name. Let's bring him in. And the same thing with Conte. That's what they'll do.
Bobby, if you're there, the same question to you. Rachel, the last little bit of my question is, do you trust this football structure to bring in the right person?
Of course not.
Okay. Bobby, are you there? Bobby will be back in a minute, people. This is Arun Dillian just said, what I find funny is that CR7 and Sancho Bruno, CR7, Sancho Bruno, and to an extent Greenwood want to play intricate football so bad that even when Ollie's screaming long ball on the touchline, these men didn't listen. Wow.
That was embarrassing. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Did you not see Ollie?
Did they actually say that?
Side and they were like, go long, go long, go long. It was embarrassing.
No way.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. Sorry, Nuruddin, I was just checking on Junior. He's in bed.
Oh, Junior. Bless Junior, man. Bless Junior. My question is to you is that where, in terms of the solutions, where we go from here and what you think, knowing what you know, I've been a Man United supporter for the past 9 years, dealing with these type of things. Do you have faith in the current structure that we have right now to be able to change the manager and to get in the person and the people that we need? Or do you think we need to change the football structure first?
See, do you know what? Fergie got away with it, right? Because he was him and Dave Gill were a two-man band, okay? And those days, there wasn't social media. Those days, there were actual private conversations. And, you know, transfers, you didn't normally hear about transfers till they actually did happen. Now, the structure, we like to gossip. We're a bunch of gossips, tongue waggers. Now,
say it with your chest, noise. Old ladies.
Yeah, no. I won't say old. Like, you know, I don't want to offend anyone. Don't want to offend anyone, but you know, like as they'd say, yeah. And right now, the structure. Let me give you the example. Look at Manchester City. They put in the structure a few years before Pep came in. They had everything ready from upstairs down to the people on the pitch. So
Bobby,
to answer your question,
Bobby, you don't even have to go that far. Our opponents today our opponents today.
Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. And
Owners, football directors, coaching, and a way of playing, all in sync. The manager's not great. The football structure stays the same. They get rid of him. They recruit. They get rid of certain players. They sell on. They keep it going. Before you go, Bobby, another. Are you ready? Are you ready to laugh, Rachel? Ollie.
Yes.
Over the international break, we had a good look at to see what has gone wrong lately. But we need to look at that whole setup and balance of the team. Maybe something has to give.
Yeah, Ollie, you have to.
It's the way you read it. It's the way you read it that kills me.
No, but do you think, like, all jokes aside, right? Is someone not saying to him, like, "Oi, don't say that"? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking? Like, are people not watching that thinking, like, is he all right? Is it drugs? Like,
I swear, you know what? Somebody shout out to whoever said. Shout out who said it before in the comments, but somebody said in the comments. He's talking like he's not the Man United manager. He's talking like somebody who's observing from the distance, like one of the fans.
well, it does. But the thing is, to answer your question, Nurden, right? To answer your question is this: we're in a position now where we've not got time for structure. Unfortunately, not this season anyway. We need to act now, and we've got to look at the current squad. People are reaching their peak, their prime years. Okay, Ronaldo is here and now. Ronaldo's only here for two years, if that. 2 years.
I think he might be. I've suggested that he needs to go to protect his legacy in January. I'm telling you now, to protect his legacy, he needs to go in January.
If well, I mean, it's not a bad shout, is it? To be fair, but I personally think that it's too late now to start this whole start from the top bar. But you scrap what's happened now. You go for someone who can get change out of this squad for this year. You just say, look, to the end of the season, this is what you've got. Okay, what can you get? Then, from March springtime, okay, start looking for a technical director, a real one. It's not me. Don't know. Who is it? Rachel, is that you?
No, I'm muted.
That was me. Apologies. You know what? I'll guess who it is. It was Ollie. It was Ollie. And he said, can you help me, please? Can you give me some pointers? I said, Ollie, I don't know.
Nurin is the biggest troll, I swear.
Oh, no, 100%, right? But yeah, but like, then you'd have to look at, well, who's available right now who can get something out of this team and just get some change. Start winning games, and that's it. Make us hard to beat, start winning games. Then come springtime, March, April, start looking at a competent technical director or DOF, whatever you want to call it, that has pedigree. There's the boy in Spain, I think he's at Seville, I don't know his name. You could even say, listen, Edwin, mate, come over and make us be great again. But when you apply these new positions in the club, you have to let them get on with the job. Stay the fuck away from anything they're doing. Just let them do their job. And then you can all be in sync to get the right manager. Because I'm not being funny yet, but right now we are a shambles. But we all know we're a shambles. But the shambles are even crumbling now. We look like a bunch of tea biscuits that gets dipped in tea. We just dissolve. We're rubbish. Literally, we're rubbish. And do you know what the funniest part was, right? Today was that when we conceded, everyone just looked straight. I just thought it was funny. Everyone just looked the same direction, like, oh shit, here we go. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it's done. And for me,
that was the only team cohesion I saw today in that whole thing.
That's why I started laughing. I was like, well, at least we're in sync now.
It was like, you know what? It's like they had the chemical, what they called? That band, Go West.
Do you know what? Nerdin, that answers your question.
The Chemical Brothers.
Yeah, we've got no time to do
Chemical
structure.
Brothers. No, more like the Comical Brothers today, mate. It was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
chemical. It was comical.
But
Right.
do you-
I'm gonna start with you here. Who's the man you get in now, Bobby? Who's the man to solve it?
see,
No, two quick questions, because we're gonna end this at 50. Because
Yeah.
messaging me saying to me that the videos are too long.
People say Conte, and then people say Zidane. Okay, people say
Okay, so
Conte,
two
people say
questions.
Zidane.
So let me give you two questions. Who would you want in, and when do you think Ollie they're gonna pull the trigger?
For because we need it here and now, because we need something now with the players. I lean towards Conte. And I think he gets sacked next week after Sunday.
Right.
Honest to God, I think. Look, did you see Salah today? Listen, forget the rivalry. From an African point of view, this guy is waving the flag high and bright for us. And
I tweeted out and said, at the moment, he's probably the best player in the world. Mundo, I'll ask you the same two questions. When would the bankers pull the trigger, and who do we get now?
Well, I agree with Bobby, only because if things go horribly wrong against Atalanta and Liverpool, that's it. I think it's untenable. But
Knowing what you know from the bankers, knowing what you know, Mundo.
I think realistically, if we're struggling in Champions League and it looks like we're not going to get out of the group, so I'm thinking towards December time, then they'll pull the trigger because they're all about Champions League money. So if it looks like we're not going to make it out of the groups and Ronaldo's going to play Europa League football, they will pull the trigger. But guys like Pogba are not going to sign a contract while Ollie's the manager. They're just not, because he wants to win trophies.
You hear what he said today? Oh, it was damning. Absolutely damning. And we'll talk about it after we go after.
No. Now we can talk about that. But Mundo, so who do you want then? Who do you think can come in and get just a team cohesion? Players that are not like confused FC. That when we press as a team. When we defend, when we're not in possession, players drop into positions and hold their lines and more aggressive on the ball. Why does every team look more aggressive on the ball than us?
I mean, it's difficult to
Because
say.
Conte ain't the answer. I'm telling you guys
I agree.
now. Conte is the worst person to ever drop in this. And you know what? If they hire Conte and Conte does the amazing job, I'll be the first one to come in here and apologize for all my wig comments and literally write them out on a piece of paper and eat them live on camera.
Well, you know, my position's been for a long time that we've tried the dictator, we've tried the old school guy, we've tried
the new school.
Yeah, the Scottish guy, because he's Scottish, so he's good as Fergie, right? No offense to Bobby.
No, it's true. I said that as well. It was stupid.
And now we've tried the club legend, and I've said from day one, I want a coach, somebody who goes on the pitch and coaches and has tactics. We've never had a manager.
They laughed at me. Listen, Brendan Rodgers, I got laughed at in pubs, I got laughed at in group chats, and I said Man United should go after Brendan Rodgers when he left Celtic. When he had won the 4 treble, Man United should have went and just got him. Because do you know why? Because he's a coach, he's a modern day thinker, okay, and he evolves with football. But no, I was getting laughed at. No, what do you mean?
But no, here's a bit of a kind of
Would you take him now, Bobby?
Yeah,
I'll take him now.
Now.
I'll take him now. Could you imagine what he could do with our players?
Here's a bit of a wild card, and you might disagree. Maybe someone like Luis Enrique or Roberto Martinez.
Mundo.
Roberto Martinez, no, but Enrique, I'd understand. I'd agree with Enrique. I like his style of football.
Martinez is
I'm not a big fan of Martinez.
He's in line to take over the Barcelona job. Yeah. But for me, Dan Hart for me is the guy that I want more than anything. And I'm sorry to say, but Ajax players move on every season. He's a coach that works on the training ground. And for me, I would go to two of them, Mundo. I would get Van der Sar. I'll make a double sweep. Van der Sar's the CEO of the footballing side. Whoever Richard Arnold can be the CEO or all the commercial, but the footballing side, I would get a CEO, and then I would expect Van der Sar to then get a director of football. And
Overmars.
bring
Van der
them
Sar,
back.
take off, we mate. Van der Sar, Overmars, Den Haag. Game, set and match. Sorted.
Mundo, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
No,
But
they're never gonna do
No,
that.
they're not going to do that. But
I'll take two. Right, Rachel. So, Mundo, you think they're going to pull a trigger in December, you reckon, January? And you
I
would
think he'll scrape through to December.
Okay, but would you take Brendan Rodgers?
Right now, yeah, over Ollie, yeah, 100%.
Okay, Rachel, my question is to you. When do you think the bankers will pull the trigger? And who do you realistically think we can get right now?
I agree with Bobby and Mundo. I think that if we don't win in the Champions League and then we lose to Liverpool, I think he gets sacked because I don't think the fans will stand for it. It's already bad enough as it is. I don't want Conte. I think he's too toxic. I think Conte would win a league title, right, and then basically ruin the dressing room, and would probably have to start over again. Players won't be happy. Blah blah blah. He'll demand things, and it will become pretty bad.
no, because you know what you say to Conte.
I'd rather have Zidane.
You say Conte end of the season, lad. There you go, end of the season. Look at Tuchel. Tuchel got a 6-month contract, and Tuchel first press conference. I know I have to deliver. I'm not gonna be here. Why can we not have that mentality? Why can we? This is fucking Man United, mate. Like, what is going on? Like,
Bobby, because we're run by bankers who you and your little boy Junior will know more about football than they will ever do in their entire life.
do you know the thing is though?
Yeah.
Just say, listen, Conte, to the end of the season, lad. There you go. Take the reins.
Rachel,
End of the season.
Rachel, would you take Brendan Rodgers?
Right now over Ollie, yeah.
Okay.
But if we had to pick any manager to sign now, Brendan Rodgers wouldn't be my first choice.
I'd take him.
Yeah. In the comments, guys, would you guys take Brendan Rodgers now? And let me know what manager that you think. When do you think the bankers will pull the trigger? You know, from past history, we can only go on past history. When the Champions League money is gone, when they think they can't make it into the Champions League, that's when they pulled the trigger, right? So, guys, Ollie and his coaching staff had 2 weeks. Brendan Rodgers has had 2 weeks to look at this. One manager came with a game plan. The other manager had zilch of a game plan. Again and again, we look like a bunch of individuals who are just making it up as they go along.
Yep.
And no cohesion. There is zero plan. Rachel at the top of the show said there was once where we set a trap with Pogba on the left-hand side. Pogba pressed high and wide, and then we pressed I think it was Luke Shaw and Matic that pressed the ball, that two next balls that came after that, and we managed it. So once in 95 minutes, we pressed correctly. To me, if you need to know anything about football, that is the level of amateurish. I've seen Sunday League, Saturday League. I've seen kids under 14 and 15 press better than Man United. And you know when that happens, there is nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go. There is zero excuses I want to hear. If the players are not doing what you have asked of them, the game plan that you've worked on the training ground, you then take them off, don't start them, play the ones who are listening to you, regardless what everybody else says. Stick to your principles. But we have our manager coming out and absolutely talking about after football and what happened to us today and what happened in the past couple of weeks, like he's some bystander in a far away, like he's back in Norway. He's on Skype going, well, that's what happened. That's what I could see. What should we do, guys? Like he's a YouTube host. Our manager's talking like he's a YouTube host. That is where we at, guys. I want to say big up, love to you. This is the most viewers I've ever had on United Real Therapy once we've been live. So I want to thank for the bottom of my heart to every one of you. I called and you answered, all of you. Therapy Army. If we don't have each other, then I don't know what we're going to do. But we've got to stick together, like Mundo said when he came on. When the bankers go, we'll be here. When the Glazers go, we'll be here. When the manager and the coaching staff go, we'll be here. This is our community. There's over 500 of you in here. Please help me thank Mundo, Rachel, and Bobby. Right? So please let them know. Start with Rachel. Let them know where they can find you.
Cheers, Nuruddin. Pleasure as always. You can find me on Twitter at the Devil's Avocado, and you can find me on the First XI YouTube channel. Cheers, everyone.
Bobby, let them know where they can find you.
Bits and Bobs on YouTube. Listen, and obviously you catch me there. Bits and Bobs on YouTube. Make sure you just check me out. Also, yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel, Real United Therapy, and big up to Nuruddin, man, for having me on. Fuck Ollie out.
Mighty Mundo, let them know where they can find you.
I'm on Twitter at Mighty Mundo, but I rarely tweet, so best place to find me is on here. Bits in the morning until Ollie finally gets the chop.
Guys, I think we're going to be waiting for quite a while till Ollie gets the chop. I want to thank every one of you in here, everybody in here, honestly, tonight, to Red Devil Fire, to Khalis Ramadine Lassie, to Hector, to DJ Acid, to Hassan Yusuf, to everybody, Joey Man UFC, to Alicia, to David Mean. When we're getting death draws away from home in an empty stadium, this group was saying we are unbeaten away from home, banging on about it at the time. And today, people, I think that quote just sums it up. There is nothing to hold on now. This away beating, our away record was dismantled, surgically dismantled, gaps everywhere. And I genuinely think some of the performance from the players today, I know we've not talked about it, but I think they were like, his time is done. The players, to me, did not show they were playing for him today. And the 2 goals we scored, they both come from 2 moments of individual brilliance. There was no cohesion. There was 2 chances Ronaldo had, one where they should have scored, the other one, the keeper made the save. Peace, love, light, win, lose, draw. Bankers out, Glazers out. Because without them, guys, we ain't sniffing the Champions League. We ain't sniffing no league. Mark my words. I'm happy to come back on here and eat all my words live, looking directly at you at this camera. I've been saying it for the past 3 years. I said it for the past 4 years. That's why if the next manager comes, you will never hear me in and out manager. Never. Because until the structure changes, no change at Man United. We just keep going in the circles. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Mundo. Thank you, Bits and Bobs. Thank you, everybody. Love. Keep your head up. Therapy Army. Watch a good film tonight. Those of you who are going out, go out. Those of you having a couple of drinks, have a couple of drinks, but don't have too many because you'll have a sore head tomorrow, add to the disappointment. And enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. I've already...
Nuruddin, Saeed's in the chat, says send the link.
Who's that?
Saeed in the chat. Send the link quickly.
I can't see him. Oh my God. Listen, you know what? We'll have to stay because he has been dying. So I want to have to get him on just for a minute. I need to get him on for a minute, guys. Because if that's broken, Saeed, come on.
Saeed's reaction to the United game has gone viral.
No, come on in, Saeed. If you're there, come, man. Jump in because we need to stay alive because you've gone viral, bro. You've gone viral. So you need to jump
Pick
in.
up Saeed.
Jump in, man. Jump in because I feel his pain. Because whether you like it or not, Saeed represents the United fans in the top 6, yeah, in a show. And bless him, he absolutely goes on, he basically does what he does, where he tries to fight his corner. Saeed, I heard you viral tonight. Somebody's telling me you sounding like the beautiful good man. Talk to me.
Man, I think I'm broken, man. I'm broken, me. I think there's not more to give anymore. I think they don't care. So I'm on that energy now. I don't care anymore. Honestly, man. Because for me, the Glazers don't care. They're not bothered about this football club. They're leaving it to peril. We're all sinking in this sand. You know what I mean? And you know what, man? I just feel like they've accepted mediocrity. And you know what? I think they played us a blinder in that Ronaldo deal to kind of.
I told you, Saeed. I told you.
I know you told me. And I'm not going to hear to. I'm here to swallow my pride already. So I'm coming here to therapy to say I understand. You know, I understand that. But they you know what they did to us, man? They pulled our heartstrings, man. They said to us, you know, Ronaldo. But what they've done is they robbed us. It's daylight robbery. They took the money from all that Ronaldo and all this, the scarves out stadium. I know, you know, bits and bobs, and whether, you know, if you go to the stadium, you'll see it, man. Scarves everywhere, mega store packed out. You know, they knew what they were doing, and they've absolutely played us to a blinder. And until it gets absolutely, I think, you know, out of the Champions League and mathematically, you know, there's no way of making the top four.
Financially as well, Saeed.
Telling me you called it 2 years ago, bro.
I called it.
Do you feel vindicated?
I'm not here for that, though. I'm not here for that. Honestly, I'm not really here for that, because I would have been here on the, you know, Straight Jacket podcast, here on the therapy, here on Twitter, and said, you know what, Ollie has silenced me. He's absolutely silenced me, and I'm happy because everything United have won. But I called it 2 years ago. If he couldn't get the best out of out of form Sanchez, a Pereira, a Lingard at that time, what's it called? Another player. Was he ever going to get the best out of these ones? That was the answer. Was he ever going to get the best out of these ones?
Smalling and Jones.
Smalling Jones. Was he ever going to get the best out of the rest? That was the question everyone had to ask. And that is why, for me at that time, I said, you know what? Ollie out, because I seen it at then. So if I could see it at then, why did no one else see it?
What we saw it, but what we said was, give the man the proper players and let's see what he does.
No, but Nuruddin. But can you not? Isn't it a mark of a manager, of a top manager, to sometimes show his style of play, somehow show what he's about when he hasn't got everything around?
Me on that one.
Isn't that a sign of a manager?
The players are supposed to look. The player is supposed to represent the team, and the way we play should represent the manager.
Absolutely.
If we look at Liverpool, you can be like, that's how Klopp plays. Man City, we can even talk about Brighton. We'd be like,
Leicester.
that's what Potter does.
Leicester.
You can even talk Leicester. Listen, even Burnley have a style of playing. That
Villa.
You know what I mean? So listen. Well, I don't know. The Villa fans might be Dean Smith out after today's result, but
Saeed, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna ask you two questions. Questions. When do you think the bankers are gonna pull the trigger? That's one question. Right? Do you trust these bankers to get the right man that we need, or the right people?
Did you see my Instagram, by the way? Did you see my Instagram?
Yeah.
Go check my Instagram.
I saw it, bro. Yeah.
Banners are already out now. Someone's put banners outside Old Trafford saying Ollie out, Glazers out, the whole lot out. So now the fans now have had enough, Nuruddin. It's not even down to us. They've had enough. They can't let. What they're doing now is the Glazers. I think that the top breads are called them. I've called them for top breads because they support the club blindly. That's why I call them top breads. They're now waking up thinking, hold on a minute, the Glazers are pulling us in. We're not winning anything under this manager. Oh, the penny's dropped now. And they're basically going to keep him because he is that shield to the Glazers. So my answer to your question, Odin, is that only the fans itself will bring out, and the results will bring it. The more it gets exposed, and that Liverpool game, Andy Tate said it to, I think 8 years ago against David Moyes. I think now he's the biggest fool now in Manchester, and that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because if he loses them two, the top breads will finally be Ollie out because they can't have that. Liverpool and City, the arch rivals. Mo Salah running down the wing. I mean, Luke Shaw is terrible at the minute.
Phil Mitchell,
Saeed, he's not fit. He's not fit. He came out.
Yeah, I know he's not. But Maguire's not fit, is it?
No, of course he's not.
Yeah, neither of them. That's what the joke is. Like, why is he playing them? Why is he playing them if they're not fit?
I said get him off the pitch before half-time. I was like, get him off the pitch before he costs us again. And he did cost us. And my second question is, who do you bring in? And do you trust this board to bring in the right person?
if they bring Southgate, I think for me, I'll just be maybe a part-time United fan.
Come up, mate. Rangers, bro. King of Scotland.
Saeed, are you going part-time? Are you going part-time?
My season ticket is finished. I'm going to give my season ticket away. You know what I mean? Bits and bobs. Anyone that wants it, you know what I mean? You can have it. You know, we do what you want. And then I'll take it back when we bring in Conte. For me, it's Conte. It has to be. We want a serial winner. Someone that's got the balls. Someone that's got the balls to sub Ronaldo when he's not playing well. Someone's got the balls to sub Bruno Fernandes and bring on Johnny Van Der Beek, a different way of playing. Someone that doesn't think about favourites. I want a manager with real balls, mate. Because this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got none, mate. He needs some serious help, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because
I fundamentally disagree with you. And viewers, the Straight Jacket podcast on Monday is going to be fireworks. I'm telling you now, I fundamentally disagree that the wigger, the man who wears the wig, I'm going to run on that pitch and snatch it off him. Because that Mundo, me and Mundo remember, my God had a receding hairline back to the back of his head. And now he's wearing a wig. So that's what I think. If not Conte, Saeed, who else would you have?
For me, I look at the guy at Leicester right now, Brendan Rodgers.
I told you. What did I say?
If he would be, you know, when he's talking about Newcastle and all that. If United came calling, I'm telling you what, mate. All this, you know. And by the way, the top brass will be the first people to get him out. You know, because you know why? Because he was a former Liverpool player. There's no tribalism involved for me. If you're a good manager, you're a good manager.
Yeah, former Liverpool manager.
It'll be funny because they'll be the first ones to be Brendan Rodgers out. I'm telling you right now. They'll be the first ones. Hypocrites they all are, I'm telling you.
So, there we go, guys. We've continued this for 7 more minutes. Saeed, I know people are asking genuinely, how you feeling, bro? Like, people are like,
on the show.
Now, people are asking genuinely, saying to me, is he all right? People have already contacted me to say, please check on Saeed, man. Is he all right? How you feeling?
I had to take a break. Nuruddin asked me to come on the show earlier, but I said, Nuruddin, I can't because I need to take a little bit of a rest.
Because I invited you because it's the therapy. You can just relax and you know what? We sang the songs back to life. We looked at all his comments and all his comments are the most comical I have ever seen.
I didn't watch it. I'm not watching it, by the way. It's gonna
no, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it. He basically spoke like a guy who's in Norway in his living room in his pajamas and he's got his cigar and cup of tea going. Just from there going, well, asking questions. He gets asked a question, and it's like, maybe it's time for me to change it. Maybe maybe get more legs in there. He's talking like somebody who's a YouTuber, Saeed.
Come on here.
No, because I won't even on it because he'll just make everybody laugh. And I'm not about joke, I'm about therapy, mate. I'm all about therapy here. This is the therapy corner. This is not the bloody comedy corner. You know what I mean?
The comedy corner. He's even freestyling his press conferences. He's not freestyling the football anymore. He's freestyling the press conferences now.
No. Listen, at the end of the day, what will be will be. I called it. I told Saeed before the season started. When we signed Ronaldo, I told Saeed my feelings because he's the one that I'm in contact the most, right? And I told Rachel as well. Me and Mundo, we talked about it in the WhatsApp group. Bobby knows as well. We've discussed this. This is what Man United has come to. I said Oli was under huge pressure before.
Yeah.
Now, Ronaldo came, the pressure's gone tenfold. My last question to you all, guys. Do you think today the performance some of the players put in, do you think that's them saying, see you later, Oli?
Yep. The players lose. If the players lose, players control when the manager gets sacked. Happens at every club. They want him gone. You heard what Pogba said. We can't keep playing like this. Something has to be changed. We have to be able to identify and fix the problem. We can't keep doing this. That he's sending for the coaching staff. He's basically saying, look, this keeps happening every game. What are you doing? Listen, at the end of the day, right, let me break it down for some of the people in the back, especially people in the cheap seats, right, at the back here. If you keep making a mistake, as a teacher or someone who's your elder, if I'd done something stupid, Saeed, Nuruddin, or Mundo would be like, oi, you don't do that. Yeah? You don't do that. In a football.
Rachel, actually, you know what, Bobby? I'll correct you there. Rachel will be the first one that's onto you. Let's get that.
There you go. Which is probably true. I'll give you that. Listen, check it out, check it out. We do the same certain things every game, which is not good. It's negative, But the guy still picks him. So when I ask to people what we're doing, I'm talking about when it comes to Monday to Thursday and they're training, what are we doing? Because we're obviously not watching the games before, because if you watch the game before, they're coming out and doing the same thing. And this is why when I say to people...
You know what they're doing, Bobs? You know what they're doing? They're doing PR training in terms of writing essays. It's more of a school than a football. And you know what, yeah? I've got a message for Rashford's brothers. Please come meet me at the Mossad Barbers.
I saw that, bro.
I saw that.
No, because for me, they were slagging me off 2 years ago saying I was calling Rashford this and that. And I apologize in terms of what I said. But I didn't say what I said in terms of the PR and a lot of PR that's going on at the football club and the way that they're tweeting under Rashford's name. So please come meet me at the Mossad Barbers. You know, if Loda wants to join, he can join. Mundo, be free. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have a chat, because I can't have this, you know, long essays about, you know, we played and we tried. Just please work on the football.
It's like man, when man has been caught cheating on the missus, you know, so you start sending out paragraphs. Do you know what I mean? It was the emotions. We weren't ourselves.
Do you guys not think that the players have stopped playing for Ollie for a while now? Because even with the Villarreal game that we played, the Everton game, the Villa game, the performances weren't good. I think it's been going on for longer than just this game, to be honest with you.
Go and see what Pogba said. Go and listen to what Pogba said. Okay, there is he's taking shots at the management and the coaching staff. Listen to what he says. We haven't been playing well. We always conceding stupid goals. We always seem to keep making mistakes. So, do you know what I mean? He's sending shots. You're my gaffer, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, Saeed, Alicia's coming for you on the comment. She said, "Be careful when you go to the Bibles. They might shave your high top of the. Don't be careful."
yeah, man. That's why I don't really go much type of barbershop, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not around with that. My thing is, is you know when we talk about accountability. Bruno, he's doing what he wants. Ronaldo is doing what he wants. They're all doing what they want. So they're not playing for the manager. So to answer Rachel's question, they're not, because nobody's even, like, you don't even listen to your teacher. You know, it's almost like disobeying your teacher. The teacher told you sit here and don't move. And they're just thinking, oh, you know what? But I'm going to go over there and see my mates. That's what they're doing.
Listen, I think that's where we come to an end. And I think that, Mundo, do you think that he's lost the players?
100%.
Okay.
I think that
I think the next two games will tell us. The next two games will tell us, guys.
The problem is that no one. The thing is that now you've got Pogba's won trophies. He's just won another trophy with the national team. You got Ronaldo. You got Varane. Yeah. They know. Other players who haven't won, you can blag them and pull the wool over their eyes. But when you got serial winners, they know. Look, I've played for big managers. I know how this should go, and this ain't going right, mate. So Ollie's blag has run its course. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you remember when he said, listen, there's going to be players here, and they're not going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. You're going to be successful at losing games, mate. Shut your mouth. Making so much noise.
Listen, the PR game will be out in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of days, before the Atlanta. But on Wednesday night, me and Saeed will be there, I think. On Atlanta.
Do I want to be there? Nordin?
No, Saeed, we're going to have to. We're going to have to
acknowledge your ticket. Acknowledge your ticket.
Listen, we've got to go there and sing our hearts out and try to support the players. Because you know why, Saeed? You know why? No, please. It would break my heart, genuinely. It would break me if one of the greatest players in the history of football is in the Europa League. It would break me.
R9
would break me.
R9 and Maradona won it, so what does it matter?
Nah, it would break me, Bobby. Bobby, you got a conference now. You got the conference now. Europa League conference and everything. I can't have it, Bobby. I can't have it. I can't have Thursday nights, Bobby. I can't.
If we go to Europa,
I've had enough.
I'm not watching this, club. Listen, I'll start supporting Rangers. Fuck that.
No. But Bobby, calm down. It's not that bad, Bobby. It's not that bad for you. Jude, listen, Junior and your missus will disown you if you start supporting Rangers, mate. I love you, bro.
I'm going to a Rangers game next week Sunday. Actually.
Oh my
Wait
God.
a minute.
You're going there as a journalist to go and write a match report. You're not going there to support them. Don't get giddy. Right, guys. Saeed, thank you. Saeed, listen to me. Listen, Saeed. If you need to go and let loose, let me know what you're doing in a couple of hours. If not, if you need to get a break and just sleep on it, I'm gonna get all my notes ready because I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready for your fire on Monday because you know what? I'm just thinking about it now and it's gonna go off. It's absolutely gonna go off on a Straight Jacket podcast on Monday because there is. I see how you're feeling as it is. I see how you're feeling as it is. So if you need me, text me if you feel like you want to go out. If not, I'll see you on Monday. And but tomorrow, if you want to come to an event, I'll get in touch with you. There's a cultural event going on at the Contact that might get your mind off things, you know, because the therapy is real, people. Please, everybody, self-care. Starting with Rachel, Bobby, Saeed, Mundo, all self-care. We're all gonna be here after Ollie goes, after the bankers go, after Glazers go. We all go. We all love Man United. We have to stay together. At the end of the day, that's what we have. One common goal, and that's love for Man United. And if they get the wig man and Conte shuts me up, he shuts me up then. And I'm happy to come on camera and to apologize to him. But please take care of yourselves. Peace, love, light. Take care. Thank you. Bankers out. Glazers out. Board
out.
Rachel said it. Peace.